Alrighty, what is quacking, everybody? A couple days ago, I saw people posting, different maps and stuff that they would want back, what they didn't want back, what they wanted to rework when it comes to the future Splatoon game. And I figured I'd throw myself out there a little bit. I got some wacky opinions, some not so wacky opinions. So without further ado, I'm going to get into these maps. These are all those Splatoon maps, Splatoon 1 through 4. I see it does also include some Salmon Run. I'll get into those as well. Why not? I'm not a fan of the S1 map design. I think that's probably where a lot of my opinions will come from as controversial in a way, because some people just glaze S1 maps, and as I didn't play on Splatoon 1, like actually play the game, I have went back and watched a lot of videos of people going through the maps, old Splatoon 1 gameplay, watching tournaments and stuff like that, and I can say these maps designs are bad. They are not good, and that's why when people say we want the S1 version of these map backs, no, you want garbage maps because you have rose tinted goggles, because some of you played on Splatoon 1 when you were like 8, so you're like, oh, it was so good. But I'll get into some more examples later on. So without that being said, Anchovy, I think it just needs a little touch up. I don't think it needs like an overhaul, but it definitely needs a little touch up. But I did love Anchovy. I kind of do just want to put it, and I want it back in the state that it was in S2. But I think it needs a little bit of touch up, because I know some people also didn't like Anchovy in general. But Anchovy, really love the map. It was very fun for me. I used to do this thing called the flying bucket. I would just jump off the left or right top side and just start sloshing everywhere and just like scream it, and it was just so funny in PBs. It was just such a fun time on Anchovy. So Anchovy, if they brought it back with a little bit of touch up for the people who didn't like it and fix up some aspects, especially the corners. I think there was like some on certain modes, some of the corners were a little bit weird. So I think it just needs a little bit of touch up. Kelp Dome, I don't want that back ever. It's a bad map. It's a garbage map. I feel like if they reworked it, it still wouldn't meet expectations. The whole gimmick is just a bunch of grates in an area. Like, if they try to keep the gimmick of Kelp Dome with all the grates and everything and how Kelp Dome is, it's going to be bad. It's still going to be bad regardless, no matter what they do. Like, if they remove the grates and change the walls and stuff like that, like, they would have to overhaul this map completely and probably change the theme of the map for it to be playable. But otherwise, Kelp Dome is absolute just a dumpster fire. Mahi Resort, I want back, specifically the Splatoon 3 version, not the S1 version. Splatoon 3 version, I know a lot of people complained about it, and some people like, oh, S1 version was better, whatever. Yeah, go live in the past. It's okay, grandpa, don't move forward. I think S3 is just a very solid map design in general, especially on zones. And Mahi is just kind of like the pinnacle of just like, you're going to win on Mahi if your teamwork is good enough and your individual skill is good enough, and that's pretty much it. Like, Mahi rewards the team that plays better. If you are outplaying your opponents and winning, even when you're on defense, if you make a good push and maneuver, you can still win. And if you're playing good enough, you can get off of defense and go into offense. And I just think Mahi in its state right now is just a very rewarding map for good players. So Mahi, I want it back. Macomart, I don't want back. I love Macomart. I think Macomart's a very good map. I enjoy Macomart. I suck on the map though, unfortunately. But also, I think there's a lot of Macomart fatigue. I don't think we need it back. I think Macomart, did its job and it's time to hang it up. It's definitely a map that I will always remember fondly. It's just a fantastic map overall. But it's time to hang it up. It just needs to go. Mincemeat can also go. They tried reworking it. It didn't work. It worked a little bit. I will say it worked a little bit, but Mincemeat is just such an awkward map. It's just so weird. Chargers are just so good sometimes, and then they're not so good in other positions. It's just so weird. It's just such a weird map. I think Mincemeat just needs to go. They really tried with it. They really did. It's just not a good map. It's just not a good map. We don't need it back. It can go away. Next map. Again, Manta. Manta, I really like the map as well. I think Manta's a fun map. It's the same instance as Macomart, where it's time to retire. It's time. We don't need it back. As much as I want to put it in the I want back, we don't need it back. It's okay. It's fine. We can move on from it. It's a good map. I enjoy it, especially on. It's not on zones. Not on zones. I like Rainmaker. Rainmaker's fun on it. I hate the double zones though, even though some people still play double zones on it. I'm not a fan of the double zones. We can get rid of Manta. All right, next map is Moray Towers. If they rework it, I will accept it. I think Moray Towers is better than Flounder Heights. I made a video on it. Go watch it. I made that video like a year or two ago. Go watch, you know, why Moray Towers is better than Flounders. I think if they just reworked it to make it smaller, it would be fine. It would be a good map because at least there's like different things to do. I think Moray, if it was smaller, it could be a better mincemeat as well. I'm really hesitant to still say I want Moray back in the game because I think that right there just ruffled a lot of feathers. So I might want to put it in don't want back, but I'm going to say rework it and I'll accept it. I think that's where I'm at with that. Museum, I think Museum's a fine map. It's a pretty good map. I enjoy it. I don't like Tower on it. Tower's bad, but Clam Blitz on this map is very good. Very rewarding. I would say Rainmaker, but you can do some gimmick with the Rainmaker where you leave it on a ledge and just no one can grab it unless you reset it. And like if you put the Rainmaker there at like 30 to 20 seconds towards the end, like the other team just can't do anything. They just like auto lose. So they should probably fix that with the Rainmaker. I think that's like kind of like a issue on their part. But yeah. Museum's fine the way it is. Zones is good, Clams is good, just Tower and Rainmaker aren't the best on it, but I think it's totally fine. Muscle Forge, God, I remember Muscle Forge so much. It needs a rework. I think Muscle Forge needs a solid rework. I think it's just a little bit too bloated, in my opinion. Like, I feel like we could have it back as is, but I think the spawns are just a bit too far away. So I think they could bring the spawns a little closer, and I think that would fix some of my issues with Muscle Forge, where it just feels a little bit too bloated. But yeah, bring back Muscle Forge, rework it, and we'll just bring it back. New Albacore Hotel. I don't want that back. I don't want that. This map single-handedly was the reason why I had to switch off Tri-Slosher when grinding X-Rank and S2. Like, the map was just so open and big, and every time new Albacore would show up in rotation, everybody just has things to outrange Tri-Slosher, and it's just like, I had to make sure, like, I would only win if I was playing against Little Timmy's, and this map alone was the reason why I picked up K52 Gal, so I could actually play the game. Like, I don't want Albacore back. I really don't. I don't like that map. It was just a big open field day. Chargers probably want that map back. Oh my god, you could have a field day with Chargers. I was playing Chargers for a little bit in S2 on New Albacore. Bam, hitting my shots. Bam, everybody's dead because it's open field. It's just an open field day. You're just sitting there picking them off one by one. So I don't want it back. I really don't want it back. It was not a fun time. I didn't have a fun time. I don't want it back. All right, so the next one, Piranha Pit. I think Piranha Pit was fine. I think it was fine. Actually, no, it has some bloat. It has some bloat on the sides. I think Piranha Pit could be good if they just rework it a little bit. I think that's an issue with a lot of like the older map designs from S2 and S1 is the maps just have a little bit too much bloat, and I feel like they kept some parts of the map similar to other game modes that didn't need to be there. And you like, get what I'm saying? I'm just like, parts of Piranha Pit didn't need to be there for certain game modes. So I think Piranha Pit with a little bit of touch up, a little bit of rework, I think Piranha Pit could be a very solid map again. Piranha Pit was a decent time. It was a decent time. So Piranha Pit, yeah. Arowana Mall. No. Arowana Mall is like Junior Flounder Heights. And I don't want it back ever. No, I joke around about liking Arowana. Arowana was not it. It was not the move. It's just a really awkward map. It's like I said, it's Junior Flounder Heights. It has some better qualities than Flounder Heights. Like, I would take Arowana over Flounder Heights any day of the week. but it still has a lot of issues, and it's kind of an abysmal map. So yeah, I don't think we need Arowana back. Port Mackerel, we want that back. We want Port Mackerel back. It was a solid map. In all honesty, Port Mackerel was a good map. We just need Port Mackerel back, as it's bad. It needs to come back. Honestly, it was totally fine just dealing with everything. I think Port Mackerel, deserves a comeback. Salt Spray, we did not get a rework for. I did enjoy the themes of it though. I did enjoy looking at it, looking through a video. So I think if they give it a good rework and bring it back, I think it would be a decent map probably. They would obviously have to make it like, decent and stuff like that. But I think Salt Spray, they didn't put it in S2 or S3, so it's most likely coming with a rework in S4. And I think Salt Spray just needs a decent rework, because I've seen the map. It is absolutely massive. So it needs some shrinkage and, some tuning. And I think Salt Spray could just, be a fine map. Scorch Gorge, it's fine. I could accept Scorch. I think Scorch is a decent map. I enjoy clams on it. Rainmaker's pretty fun. The zone is the size of a Costco Supercenter, unfortunately, so I don't like zones. But the other game modes are totally fine. I think all the other game modes are absolutely reasonable on Scorch. Not top tier by any means, but I think Scorch is just fine overall. Schellendorf. This is rough. No, I don't want it back. No, part of me wants it back. I have good memories on Schellendorf, but also no. Schellendorf just sucked. It was a map that it had you had the glass, and then you had the underneath, and then it was just, maybe if they rework it, I don't want Schellendorf back. I really don't. No, as much as I have nostalgia for the map, I don't think it needs to come back. It really doesn't. Skipper Pavilion, rework it and I'll accept it. They really did try with Lumira Hub to make a worse Skipper Pavilion, and they succeeded at making a worse Skipper Pavilion. So honestly, you just shrink down Skipper Pavilion, and I can accept it. It was not the greatest map. It definitely needs some reworking, and then I think it would be a pretty decent map, honestly. I think there were some aspects of it that were redeemable, but it just needs some tuning. Snapper Canal, I want that back. I missed the canal. It was such a fun map. I enjoy it. I think it could be fine the way that it is. Maybe some slight shrinkage, but we want Snapper Canal back. That's what we want right there. Eel Tail Alley. No, I don't want it back. I think Eel Tail is a funny map, but any game mode on it, I think Clams is fine on it, and Rainmaker's okay, but Zones and Tower are just abysmal on it, and it's just a really bulky map, and I don't like it. It's just, yeah, we don't need Eel Tail back. I think Eel Tail can just stay in the Shadow Realm, so it can stay there. Hagglefish, we want back. Hagglefish is like the FD of Splatoon. It is just a consistent, even map. Hagglefish Zones is just amazing. It's just such a good map mode. So just bring Hagglefish back, and it'll be fine. Starfish Main Stage, we need that back as well. They need to bring the spawns closer. I think they need to kind of shrink the map a little bit, and then the map will be fine. Or honestly, they probably don't even need to do that, actually. Now that I think about it, no. I think Starfish is fine. It can come back. I miss Starfish. Starfish was such a fun map. Playing Sploosh 7, zones, hiding, ducking, throwing bombs. Just, good map. Good map. Starfish needs to come back. Sturgeon. It can disappear. I like Sturgeon personally. A lot of people hate Sturgeon. I like Sturgeon. I think Sturgeon's a fun map. I've had good memories on Sturgeon. But in the case of, Macomart and Manta, it's time to hang it up. It's time to retire. It can go and rest peacefully in a different area of the Splatoon universe, and never come back. All right, next we have Black Belly Skate Park. No to everything. No, Black Belly was awful. I like the design. The design's cool. It's an awful map. It sucked, especially when it was in zones rotation. It was bad. Yeah, we don't want Black Belly back. No, we don't need it back. It can stay gone. The Reef. We all know we want the Reef back. We all know we want it back. It's in the game files. Apparently, it's in the game files. I think the Reef is probably just like a structure map or something, or like it's a testing map. Like they just put the Reef in as a test or whatever. I don't know. Maybe someone who's like modded the game or people who are more familiar with that. I just know it's in the files, and my theory is they just use it for testing or something. But the Reef, we need the Reef back. We need it back. It's been years. Been years, Daddy. Mommy said you left with the milk, and I'm failing all my classes, and we need you back. Undertow. Under my toe. How do I feel about Undertow? How do I feel? I don't want it back. I don't want it back. Actually, no. Rework it, and I'll accept. Rework it, and I'll accept, because I think it has potential. Like Undertow Rainmaker's fine. Like I think Undertow has potential. I think it just desperately needs a switch up for certain modes to make it a little bit better. I think Undertow just needs a touch up, and I'll accept it. Urchin Underpass. Yeah, they could just rework it. I think if they just gave it like a good solid rework, it'll be fine. We could have it, solid rework, and it'll be fine. Not really much else to say. It just needs a modern touch. Wahoo World. I enjoy Wahoo World personally. I think a lot of people hate Wahoo World. As much as I would want it to come back, again, it's one of those maps where it's like, go rest, take it easy for a while. Come back in Splatoon 6 or 5. Take it easy. Relax. Go enjoy some greener pastures, Wahoo World. It's okay. It's fine. Walleye Warehouse. How do I feel about Walleye? Yeah, I think Walleye needs a rework as well. I think Walleye and Anchovy are like similar for me, where it's just like they just need to touch up some areas, and it's fine. Also, I forgot to mention the fans with Anchovy. Like the fans on Anchovy were just amazing and fun. But yeah, I think Anchovy and Walleye, just jumping off the fans was fun. Jumping off the sides is fun, and just jumping from the tops and stuff like that. So I think Walleye just needs Walleye needs a rework. It just needs some love. It's very similar to Arrow Anchovy, in my opinion. So I think Walleye and Anchovy just need like a bit of a touch up, and they're both fine. Both are just very solid maps, in my opinion. I would take them both back normally, but I think they do need some touch ups. So yeah, Bluefin, no, God no. Awful map. Awful. I don't even know why they put it in the game. The map is so bad. It's so terrible. The map is, especially on clams. Oh my God, you put this on clams? It's so bad. It's just a stalemate. And whoever doesn't, like, Bluefin is just like, whoever, like, sucks less. Because everybody's gonna suck the whole time on Bluefin. And if you're a team of good players, you're, like, never gonna move. Because it's just gonna be a stalemate the whole time. Like, Zones is, like, fine-ish, but it moves, and that's a cool gimmick, I guess. But when it moves, the middle of the stage becomes water. It just becomes water. Like, they could have just made it a solid block. Bluefin needs to die. It doesn't need to exist in the game at all. Bluefin is a bad map. I don't know why they put it in the game. It's bad. God. Like, they reworked it, and it just sucks. Anyways. No to Camp Triggerfish. I'm sorry, Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. Yeah, we don't want this map back. I think maybe with a very good rework, it'd be fine. But this map sucked. Zone sucked because the map was split in half and you had to go hike 1,000 miles to do anything or flank. So it was bad. Rainmaker was awkward. Clams was awkward. Tower was alright. I don't want Camp back. It was a bad map. It was not that good. If they rework it, it still might be bad. I don't know how they fix it. It was just bad. Flounder. I hope Flounder gets taken to the back with an AK-47 and like 3 anvils on its head. I never want to see that map again. Flounder is terrible. It is a bad map. I hate this map so much. And I hate it so much that I feel like my hatred manifested into being every single goddamn rotation when I play the game. Every time I play the game, Flounder is somehow in rotation most of the time. I don't know why it keeps coming up in rotation. I hate the map. It's a bad map and does not need to exist. I don't know why it exists. It just needs to never come back ever. And I'll be so happy. I'll be so happy. I will like rip my favorite Pokemon card. That's how happy I'll be if Flounder Heights does not make it into S4. I won't actually rip my favorite Pokemon card because I like my gold Iono Belly Bolt. Anyways, Gobi Arena. God, I love Gobi Arena. It was so fun. I love Gobi Arena so much. It was such a fun map. It needs some touch-ups. It needs some touch-ups for sure, especially on like claims and stuff. And they have like the gates that you had to like swim through. But like besides that, like just a little bit of touch-up. Was it the black boxes that people had to jump up? Just make them ramps. Just make them ramps. You just make them ramps, and the map is like instantly better. Like Gobi Arena was just so fun. It was such a fun map. I love getting my hammer. I would play K-Octobrush and I would get my hammer and I perch up on one of the basketball hoops and just throw my hammer at someone. God, it was such a fun map. Gobi was such a fun map. It just needs, you know, it just needs some love and it's fine. Hammerhead Bridge. It needs to be smaller. It is just so big and so obtuse. And I know some people are like, I want Hammerhead Bridge back as the S1 map. Have you seen that? Do you remember what Hammerhead Bridge was in S1? I didn't play on it, but I saw multiple high-level Splatoon players post all the little dumb gimmicks you can do that you can't do anything. There's a top and a bottom. The map is ass. It's garbage. Actually, you know what? I hate all of you so much. It goes down there. For the rose-tinted goggles who are like, I want Hammerhead Bridge back. No, it goes in I don't want it back because it's just such a big, bad map. Some people like it on zones. It needs a rework. I'm actually just put it back there. I wanted to put it down there despite the people who want Hammerhead Bridge S1 back, who are like on some kind of drugs or psychedelics because you clearly don't remember how garbage that was in S1. But rework and I'll accept it. Rework it, make it a little bit smaller, make it a little bit, you know, add some more obstacles as well. Honestly, like I just feel like there just needs to be a little bit more to Hammerhead Bridge for me to like it. I think it's a cool design. I do like zones on it, but like, you know, there's 3 other game modes in this game. So yeah. Humpback Pump Track. This map holds a very special place in my heart. It is the last map that I got my Quad X on in S2. It holds a very special place in my heart. And it's time to retire this map. I really like Humpback. I really do. But it needs to go to better pastures. It needs to move on. It's a fun map. I enjoy it. I think all the modes on it are pretty solid. But it's time. It's time to hang it up. It can move on. It doesn't need us. And speaking of maps that need to move on, Inkblot Art Academy. Like some of these S2 maps that have served us well in our time in S3 and in S2, I think it's time they just hang it up. They just hang it up. Inkblot can, you know, disappear and it's fine. It did its job. I like Inkblot. I think some people have like Inkblot fatigue. I think a lot of people are hating on Inkblot recently. But but I think it's timing. Blot just moves on, and it's okay. Next we got some. I won't touch on the Salmon Run maps yet. I think I'm gonna keep moving on to the regular maps. Brine Water, fix it. Fix it and I'll accept it. I like the themes. I like the atmosphere, the mood. Zones is alright, but like it needs a rework. I think they need to fix it. It needs a little bit of a fixing, honestly, I think. And it'll be fine. It just needs a touch up. Umami is fine the way it is. Umami, when it first came out, I disliked it immensely. I really didn't like Umami when it first came out, but playing a lot more comp and playing on the map a lot, it's grown on me. I think Umami's fine. I think it holds fine, honestly. As much as I might want to say rework it, I think Umami's fine. Barnacle and Dime, I like the map. It's a solid map. I really enjoy the map. It's a shopping mall. It's got some solid modes. I think Tower, I think they should add a little bit more to the middle for Tower. But besides that, like, I think Barnacle is fine. I think it's a solid map. It's pretty decent. Crab Lake Capital. How do I feel about Crab Lake? I think it needs some changes. I dislike Crab Leg, but I want to like Crab Leg, but like the way the map is, it prevents me from liking it. So I think it just needs some changes, and Crab Leg will be fine. I think it just needs some changes. Ship Shape, good map. I like the map. I think it's a solid map. Tower, great. Clams, I think instead of making us jump up, they should just add ramps. Just add ramps up to the side, make it easier. It'll definitely speed up clam games as well if they just add ramps. So yeah, I think Shapeshift's just a solid map overall. Zones, Tower, Clams, Rainmaker. It just offers like a lot of, oomph that a map I think needs, and I think Ship Shape covers all of them. I think it's a very solid map. Robo, okay, it needs a rework. And it doesn't need a rework for zones or clams. It needs a rework for Tower for sure. Like, Tower needs to change on this map. And I also think maybe even Rainmaker, perhaps. Actually, I don't think Rainmaker. I think like 3 out of the 4 game modes are fine. I think you could also do some touch-ups in general as well. They could probably add some pillows somewhere. And like maybe cut down on some bloat, but I think Robo's a solid map, honestly. Marlin Airport. It needs a rework. So it needs a rework for Rainmaker in the sense that I think you should be able to use the fans even before you hit the checkpoints. That's my biggest gripe with the map, is the fact that you have to hit the checkpoints and it's like, oh, now you can use the fans. That needs to be fixed. Tower, we need some more obstacles in the middle, like some pillows or something to like add a little bit more oomph to the tower. I think zones is fine on this map. And clams, I think they need to add another pathway to get clams up there, or change the fans entirely or something like that. And I think Marlin would be a very solid map. I think it's decent, but it needs some touch-ups. And lastly, garbage. Like, you made Skipper Pavilion bad. Like, the fact that this was the last map they gave us is like so shitty because the map is bad. Like, oh my god, it's just a bigger, clunky Skipper Pavilion. The zones on it sucks. And don't even get me started on the moving platforms. Oh my god, the amount of times those moving platforms have cucked me so hard is just immense. Like, Lumira Hub needs to not exist anymore, or it needs to be extremely overhauled because it's a bad map. Clams is garbage. Rainmaker's garbage. Tower's garbage. Zone's garbage. Everything is garbage on this map. Oh my god, it just sucks. It feels bad moving around. It feels awkward moving around. The moving platforms suck, though like the spawns and stuff are weird. Just get it out of the game. Get it. We don't need it. We don't need it anymore. It can die. Anyways, now on to a salmon run. We can keep this. That was a fun map. The new map, I'm gonna start from new maps going backwards for salmon run just because. The newer map was fun. I enjoy playing on it. Jam and Junction, also a very solid map as well. I like all the tides on it. It's like both these maps are just really solid. Like what they took their good map design and put it in these. That's what they did. They said screw Lemira Hub and all the other, you know, newer map, Bluefin, Lemira Hub, and they just put it in these. I think Bluefin and these two came out roughly around the same time. I know these two came out around the same time, or they did come out the same time. But yeah, they took the good map design from here and just put it in here. Jam Junction, good as well. Grounds, I like Grounds. I think Grounds is good. Grounds is solid. Smokeyard's also good as well. Yeah, Grounds is good. Ruins of Arc Polaris. It needs a rework. It needs, because I don't like Arc. I really don't. It is the Flounder Heights of S2 maps. Like Low Tide is, oh my god, Low Tide's just bad. I like no Low Tide. No Low Tide, please. Like it's just bad. We don't need Arc Polaris. Lost Outpost, I think it was fine. I think it needs a rework actually. I think they could fix it up a little bit, make it a little bit better probably. And it'll be fine. Hydroplant, I think Hydroplant's fine. I think Hydroplant's a solid map. Honestly, it's one of the maps I've gotten pretty far in, so I think Hydroplant can stay the way it is. All right, gone. No, I don't even know why I put that back in the game. Boat's so bad. Bay is just awful. Like Bay's not enjoyable. I don't know who enjoys Bay, but it's not enjoyable. It sucks. Sakai Station can stay. I think Sakai was fine. I think most of the Salmon Run maps are fine. I think Outpost definitely. I think Outpost, if I remember correctly, I think it just needs a little bit of help with Low Tide, and it could do some touch ups in other areas. But Outpost is pretty solid. Like, actually, I'll just put Outpost here. I think Outpost is fine. Like, majority of the Salmon Run maps are fine. It's just like Arc needs a rework and Bay sucks. Like, Bay just actually sucks. They honestly always do Salmon Runners dirty. I think they could do way more stuff with maps and stuff like that, but it is what it is. But yeah, this is my map. My map I want backlist and don't want backlist. I think these are fine up here, honestly, and some of these reworks as well. I think these are fine. I know some people might disagree with the things that I've said. I've had some pretty strong opinions here, but I think overall it's a pretty solid map listings overall. I wouldn't be upset if that was the next game's map list. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below with, you know, what maps you would want. If you made it this far, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.